Alafia, it is Abundant Lei here with another daily collective read. I hope you had a wonderful, fabulous, miraculous day so far. If you would like to book with me, you can do so at my abundant.lay118@gmail.com email or through my pen site listed in my bio. Make sure to like, to comment, and to share me with a friend. Let's get into it. All right, so we got flexibility and spiritual work. All right, so it says, open your heart to a spiritual career and heal the human heart. You are a light worker with adapt slowly by using versatility, compromise, adaptation, change, etc. Be flexible in your methods. All right, so collective, we're tapping into a more spiritual side of things, and we're learning to give ourselves a lot of space to be able to maneuver in this new journey. Okay, so as you guys know, we are officially in our Aries season, so you may have noticed some shifts, some changes coming, expressions showing up. So you might have felt more expressive, maybe even less expressive, right? Maybe for some people you're feeling a need to kind of go in a little bit more, and that is beautiful. Absolutely love that. Whichever way it's showing up for you is the right way. But what you will notice though is as you're tapping into different gifts, right? We have a lot of different gifts that are natural to some and unnatural to others, and you're being asked to accept those gifts generously, right? Give yourself the ability and the room to grow into them. With flexibility, you have to think, right? I'm thinking yoga, I'm thinking, right? What's the other one? Calisthenic workouts, anything that gets you more stretchy, right? And I know you're like, well, it's not physical work, but that is a form of spiritual work, right? When you're allowing your body to tap in and zone in and relax while also physically moving your body, that is a form of spiritual work. So for some people, that may be exactly what you're going to be doing. Maybe you've started doing some of those things as a way to get more limber or just to be able to be more mobile. But whatever it is working. Ooh, that's a lot. So we're going to take the first one. I can already tell you divine masculine and feminine is coming out. So that tells me that we are in a time where both energies are required. There's a balancing, right? And again, with flexibility, that is something that deals with balance, right? You got to get balance in order to be flexible. And so I feel like you're being asked to like open yourself up to all the possibilities. For my masculines and my feminines, get into it, find what works. All right, there we go. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so we have social status. It says you will reach the heights of fame in society. Don't get arrogant as our warning. And mind power. It says use your intelligence, analyze data logic, and think rationally. Lead with your mind. So you're going to be more socially recognized, right? You're going to notice that you're being socially raised up. Duality here as well. So it's like you're being recognized for both your shadow and your light sides, as well as you're using more logical ways to showcase yourself. I think you're actually sitting down and putting a plan together about how you show up in your interactions with people, not just about social status in the sense of like society. I know it does speak about fame and you know, for some people, I know that that's a reality. Some people are becoming more famous through social media and those things. But I think for a good portion of the collective, there's a lot of people that are not necessarily growing in their social media fame, but you might be just becoming more well known in your regular life, in your work environment, maybe even among relatives, just because you're doing more things that are tapping into you using more mental capacities, but also especially if you have spiritual led work-based things, that people are recognizing you, people are noticing you, people are talking about what you do, and so you're being recognized for that and acknowledged for it. And that's why there's a warning there of don't get too arrogant, because as it starts to feel good, you know, your confidence is rising. You're like, yeah, I'm doing that. People are seeing me and they're enjoying my time and my presence and they're wanting to work with me. But there's also that element of, as you do that, there's parts of you that can get flared up in the form of your ego, and so you're being warned to allow your ego to kind of rest a little bit, right? It's okay to be confident, but you don't want to become arrogant. in the past, we have shedding, and we have the power card, which is our divine feminine energy. It says reducing losses, elimination, and completing a new metamorphosis. Time to set higher goals. With you have the power to take control of your life, career, and finances. Focus on your needs. So for my feminines, I think we've been doing some decluttering, some shedding of old identities, shedding of relationships, shedding of career paths that don't work. If you have some creative projects that you kind of are like, you know what, this doesn't fulfill me anymore. I just see our feminines are for sure taking on more of a, I need to declutter, I need to remove, I need to get things out of my environment that are no longer sufficing and making me feel feeling aligned to me, especially like I said, because we're tapping into that spiritual side and we're learning to be more versatile as well as to be a little bit more limber in what we keep around us and making space for new things. So in order to make space for the new, you have to let go of the old. And I definitely see my feminines, you've been doing that work. So just know it is being noticed. Again, coming back to this energy here, it's being noticed. I do feel like you're being very logical about any of the decisions that you're making. So these are not necessarily movements that you're doing from a romantic part of yourself. This is you logically thinking about what benefits you in the long run, and then you're making those deductive decisions, okay? All right, in the center, in our current place, we have our masculine energies coming through, our authority card. It says, take on the role of a leader and everyone will respect you. Be self-confident. All right, so in terms of the energy here, what I'm getting, again, we all have masculine and feminine. So of course, the feminine side was decluttering. The masculine is more focused in on this more logical side. As you guys know, I would say he's my thinking man. As you see, his head is down and he is in the thinking process. So I feel like for the masculine energy, there is a lot more logical thinking about what the next steps are, and choosing to step up into more leadership-based roles, showing people your capacity to lead as well, right? Again, like I said, with that social status here, it's telling me that you want to be seen, you want to be recognized. And so for my masculines, what you're being recognized for is your ability to be a great, wise thinker, to think logically and to take action on your logical thinking and to move forward in the way that you're thinking, right? So if you have a plan of action, you're actually taking some action on it. You're being more, you're coming to the forefront and making sure that you're taking the necessary steps to complete the things you want to complete. In our future, we got that spiritual work again. So open your heart to a spiritual career and heal the human heart. You are a light worker. So it came back out in our future place as it was there in the beginning in our pre-shuffle. So this just is it's letting me know that you are really heading down this path of spiritual awakening, spiritual change, spiritual growth. And as you open yourself up and are becoming more flexible, and like I said, as you shed and remove things out, as you think more logically and accept your ability to lead from the front with confidence, it is actually taking you down the path of your spiritual journey. I think a lot of times we forget that all things in terms of our lives are tied to what our spirit wanted even before we got here. So a lot of the things that we are experiencing in this lifetime are just things that we put in play long before we came to ensure our soul got the growth that it needed. And I think right now is a great time where everyone is becoming more aware that a lot of the things that you're experiencing are to heal and grow your soul. It's not just about what your human experience is, it's about what your soul does. All right, let's get some advice here. All right. Ooh, we got humanitarian service with spiritual guidance co-creation. It says, your soul longs to joyfully serve. Being of service is a huge calling that is honorable and satisfying. How are you being called to serve humanity? Serve with grace and humility, to assist those that cannot help themselves. Be an advocate and confidant and an inspiration along the way. And your spirit guides and guardians are here to assist you and to help you evolve into your authentic self. The time is now to see yourself as your spiritual team sees you. They ask that you remove all limiting thoughts and open yourself up to them. Meditation and asking for signs are a great way to deepen your connection. All right, So you're definitely tapping in. Ooh, came right back out. All right, so there's a false narrative you're holding on to. It says, be mindful of the story you're telling yourself. Having a negative narrative is destructive and simply not true. Stop listening to your ego-based story that is laced with falsehoods and old conditioning. For every negative thing you say, counter that by saying 3 positive words, okay? See the truth of who you are, which is wise, magnificent, and radiant. All right, guys, this is definitely tying into what I kind of told you guys, right? Stay away from that ego-based thinking. Allow yourself to think more logical, sit in it, shed what you need to shed, make the room that's required, and allow yourself to step into this. Who are you truly is not what you think you are or who you've been in the past. Accept that and move forward with grace. I love you guys. Mwah. Till soon.